Have you ever fair known something without understanding how you knew it? Nowadays, we are digging into the inconspicuous, the supernatural domain of instinct. It's all around us, unpretentiously forming our choices, our connections, and indeed the ways we select. But what in the event that you're more instinctive than you realize? This video will uncover the signs that you, just yes you, may be a powerhouse of instinct, exploring through life's mist with an inconspicuous compass. Let's investigate how you're tapping into this capable apparatus without indeed realizing it. Unexplained information of individuals. Instinct is frequently portrayed as the capacity to get at something right away without the require for cognizant thinking. One of the foremost captivating signs of instinct is the unexplained information or knowledge into other people's considerations, sentiments, and eagerly. Have you ever met somebody for the primary time and instantly detected something almost their personality or state of intellect? Maybe you picked up on their basic feelings or inspirations indeed, in spite of the fact that they didn't expressly express them. This can be a clear sign of your natural capacity to examine individuals. All through history, this frame of instinct has been recognized and celebrated. Within the old Eastern logic of Taoism, natural understanding is considered a way to edification and concordance with the normal range of the universe. The celebrated Greek logician Socrates is known for his concept of the daemon, an inward voice that guided his activities and choices, regularly giving him with bits of knowledge into the individuals around him. From a mental and evolutionary perspective, our capacity to naturally get it, others has its roots in our social nature as human creatures. Nonverbal signals such as facial expressions, body dialect, and indeed inconspicuous vitality areas can give us with profitable data around a person's state of intellect. Over time, our precursors created the capacity to rapidly disentangle these signals, enhancing their chances of survival and social cohesion. In the event that you discover yourself reliably able to peruse between the lines and get a handle on the more profound meanings behind people's words and activities, it's a solid sign that you simply have an increased level of intuition in this domain. Grasp this gift, because it can be an effective device for building important associations and exploring social circumstances with more noteworthy ease and understanding. Creatures are drawn to you. Another obvious sign of increased instinct could be a profound, nearly supernatural association with creatures. In the event that you discover that animals of all kinds are actually drawn to you, it might be an appearance of your instinctive capacities. All through history, numerous societies and belief systems have recognized the special bond between people and creatures. Saint Francis of Assisi, the supporter holy person of creatures, was famous for his capacity to communicate and interface with all animals, awesome and little. In numerous inborn conventions, creatures are respected as otherworldly guides and couriers, with shamans and healers accepted to have an interesting instinctive understanding of the animal realm. From a logical point of view, this association may be established in our capacity to choose up on unobtrusive vitality areas and nonverbal cues that creatures are exceedingly adjusted to. Creatures are frequently more sensitive to the energies and eagerly that people venture, and those with increased instinct may be way better able to adjust themselves to these frequencies, making a sense of belief and nature with the creature world. Additionally, our capacity for nonverbal communication, sympathy, and passionate intelligence plays a pivotal part in our capacity to associate with creatures. These characteristics are closely connected to instinct, permitting us to understand and react to the requirements and feelings of our individual animals without the require for talked language. In case you discover that creatures appear to float towards you, look for out your company, or show a sense of calmness and trust in your nearness. It may be an effective marker of your instinctive association with the normal world. Grasp this blessing and allow it to extend your appreciation for the magnificence and intelligence that creatures got to offer. Detecting peril. Have you ever experienced a sudden mystifying feeling of unease or a sense that something wasn't very right, as it were to afterward find that your instinctual were warning you around a potential threat? This capacity to instinctively sense danger before it gets to be clear is another sign of your increased natural capacities. All through history, the capacity to sense threat has been revered as a profitable survival ability. In old Sparta, for illustration, warriors were prepared to believe their instincts and notice their intestine sentiments, as it could cruel the distinction between life and passing on the front line. Numerous Eastern rationalities, such as Zen Buddhism, moreover emphasize the significance of creating and trusting one's intuition, as it implies of navigating the complexities and potential risks of life. From a logical point of view, this natural sense of danger is regularly established in our subliminal capacity to choose up on inconspicuous signals that our cognizant intellect may miss. The fight-or-flight reaction, a physiological response activated by perceived threats, can be activated by apparently harmless jolts that our instinct has translated as possibly unsafe. Maybe you've taken note that your heart rate suddenly increments, otherwise you involvement a sense of unease in a specific circumstance or environment. Indeed, in spite of the fact that there's no self-evident risk show. These physical and passionate prompts are frequently the manifestation of your instinct at work, caution you around potential perils that your cognizant intellect has, however, to completely prepare. In the event that you discover yourself consistently attuned to these unobtrusive signals and able to sense potential threats before they materialize, it's a clear sign that your instinctive capacities are increased. Judging character. Another hallmark of increased instinct is the capacity to rapidly and precisely evaluate someone's character, frequently with a brief interaction or perception. In case you find yourself reliably able to examine individuals and get a sense of their true nature, inspirations, and fundamental values, it's a solid sign of your instinctive powers. All through history, the capacity to judge character has been celebrated as a profitable ability. The eminent Islamic logician Al-Farabi composed broadly on the significance of developing this capacity, accepting that it was fundamental for effective leadership and decision-making. In more later times, the concept of thin slicing, the capacity to form exact judgments based on limited information, has picked up footing in mental inquiry about, highlighting the control of our instinctive resources. This natural capacity to judge character is regularly established in our capacity for sympathy and emotional intelligence. By picking up on unpretentious prompts such as body dialect, facial expressions, and even vitality areas, we are able to pick up bits of knowledge into a person's emotional state and fundamental inspirations that may not be quickly clear. In addition, our possessed life experiences and gathered intelligence can shape our intuitive judgments. As we explore different social circumstances and intuitive, we create a sort of design acknowledgement that allows us to rapidly survey whether someone's words and activities adjust with their genuine character. In the event that you discover yourself reliably able to cut through surface-level impressions and pick up a deeper understanding of people's true selves, it's a clear sign of your increased instinctive capacities. Grasp this blessing, as it can serve as the important instrument for building significant associations, exploring complex social elements, and making well-informed choices approximately the individuals you choose to encompass yourself with. Sudden insights or contemplations. Have you ever experienced a sudden, apparently arbitrary thought or knowledge that afterward demonstrated to be remarkably accurate or valuable? If so, it may be a sign of your increased instinctive capacities, especially when it comes to tapping into the domains of creativity and problem-solving. All through history, numerous of the world's most noteworthy masterminds, artists, and innovators have credited their breakthroughs and disclosures to sudden bursts of intuitive understanding. The popular chemist Admirable Kekulé, for occurrence, claimed to have found the ring-like structure of benzene after envisioning of a wind gnawing its own tail, a distinctive allegory that allowed him to make the instinctive jump. This wonder of sudden, unforeseen experiences is regularly connected to the concept of the collective oblivious, a theory proposed by the eminent clinician Carl Jung. Concurring to Jung, we all have to a vast store of shared human encounters and information, which can in some cases bubble up into our cognizant mindfulness in the shape of natural flashes or typical symbolism. From a logical point of view, these natural experiences may emerge from the complex exchange between our cognizant and unconscious minds. As we hook with challenges or consider thoughts, our intuitive proceeds to prepare data and make connections, sometimes driving to sudden aha minutes that feel almost mystifying. In case you find yourself habitually encountering these sudden bits of knowledge or odd contemplations that afterward demonstrate to be astoundingly shrewd or valuable, it's a clear sign of your instinctive ability. Embrace these minutes and learn to believe the intelligence that emerges from the depths of your claim awareness. Who knows? Your another awesome thought or solution might be fair, a unconstrained thought absent. Sensing emotions. Another obvious sign of increased instinct is the capacity to sense and choose up on the emotions of those around you, regularly without unequivocal verbal or visual signals. In case you discover yourself reliably adjusted to the emotional undercurrents of a circumstance or environment, it's a clear indication of your natural sensitivity. This shape of instinct has profound roots in our developmental past, where the capacity to read and react to the enthusiastic states of others was pivotal for survival and social cohesion. From a logical point of view, the presence of reflect neurons, specialized brain cells that fire both when we perform an action and when we watch somebody else performing that same action, may play a role in our capacity to instinctively sense and mirror the emotions of others. Furthermore, the concept of passionate insights, which includes self-awareness, self-regulation, inspiration, compassion, and social aptitudes, is closely tied to our instinctive capacities. Those with a tall degree of enthusiastic insights are frequently superior, prepared to choose up on the subtle emotional cues that others may miss, permitting them to explore social situations with more noteworthy ease and understanding. In case you find yourself consistently able to sense the basic feelings of those around you, indeed when they aren't obviously communicated, it's a powerful sign of your natural blessings. Maybe you've strolled into a room and instantly felt the pressure or delight in the discuss. Otherwise, you found yourself impulses adjusted to the emotional needs of a companion or loved one indeed. Sometime recently, they vocalized them. Whereas this increased affectability can be a profitable resource, it's important to strikingly adjust and not end up overpowered by the passionate energies you retain. Grasp your natural capacities, but moreover, learn to set healthy boundaries and lock in self-care practices that permit you to keep up a sense of balance and passionate well-being. Prophetic dreams. Have you ever experienced a dream that seemed to prognosticate or provide insight into future occasions? In case so, it might be a manifestation of your increased instinctive capacities, particularly within the domain of precognition or prophetic envisioning. All through human history, prophetic dreams have been respected and archived over different societies and belief systems. From the scriptural accounts of Joseph translating Pharaoh's dreams to the inborn convention of shamanic dream ventures, the thought of dreams serving as portals to future information or otherworldly guidance has captivated the human creative energy for centuries. From a mental point of view, prophetic dreams may be established in our oblivious mind's ability to handle and synthesize data in ways that rise above our cognizant mindfulness. As we rest, our brains proceed to work, making associations and patterns that may show as typical or allegorical representations of future occasions or bits of knowledge. Moreover, a few analysts accept that our natural resources are increased amid dream states, permitting us to tap into a more profound level of mindfulness and recognition that's frequently darkened by the filters of our waking consciousness. On the off chance that you discover yourself reliably encountering dreams that appear to accurately foretell or give direction around future situations or occasions, it's the effective sign of your instinctive blessings. Maybe you've imagined of a particular put or person only to come across them in your waking life shortly after, or you've gotten prophetic notices or bits of knowledge that have demonstrated astoundingly accurate. While the nature of prophetic dreams remains a subject of talk about and exploration, grasping and honoring this viewpoint of your instinctive abilities can be a significant and transformative involvement. Keep a dream diary. Pay consideration to the symbolism and designs that rise, and remain open to the shrewdness and direction that may emerge from the profundities of your subliminal intellect. Feeling of being guided. Have you ever experienced a sense of being guided or driven by an unseen force, nearly as if the universe itself is planning to bump you in a specific heading? On the off chance that so, it can be an effective appearance of your increased natural capacities. This feeling of being guided has been portrayed and interpreted in different ways throughout history and over different cultures. In a few otherworldly conventions, it is accepted to be the work of guardian blessed messengers, soul guides, or divine mediations, helping to control individuals along their aiming paths. From a more common viewpoint, it may be seen as the subconscious mind's way of joining and processing information in a way that feels like an external guiding constraint. In any case of one's individual convictions or translations, the experience of feeling guided can have a significant effect on an individual's decision-making processes and individual development. Maybe you found yourself mysteriously drawn to certain openings or encounters that afterward demonstrated to be transformative or life-changing. Or maybe you've had minutes where a particular course of activity appeared to display itself with irrefutable clarity, in spite of the need of coherent thinking behind it. This intuitive sense of being guided may stem from our capacity to choose up on unpretentious prompts and synchronicities that our cognizant minds might overlook. It may well be a chance encounter, a recurring symbol or sign, or indeed a tireless intestine feeling that denies to be ignored, all of which may be appearances of our intuitive resources attempting to direct us in a particular heading. In case you find yourself reliably encountering this sense of being guided, it's a clear indication of your increased natural capacities. Grasp this aspect of your intuition, but to stay grounded and discerning, as not all directing powers may align together with your most elevated great. Believe your instinct, but moreover, seek balance and intelligence in your decision-making forms. Solid intestine feelings. Have you ever had a sudden, powerful intestine feeling about a circumstance or decision, and mystifying, however irrefutable sense of what the correct course of activity ought to be? In case so, you're likely tapping into one of the most primal and capable shapes of instinct, the intestine intuitive. All through human history, the significance of trusting one's gut has been widely acknowledged and indeed celebrated in different social platitudes and figures of speech. Take after your intestine, tune into your instinct, and believe your instinctual are expressions that have risen above time and underscoring the universal recognition of this intuitive faculty. From a logical point of view, intestine sentiments are accepted to be established in the complex interplay between our brain and our intestine, which is regularly alluded to as the moment brain, due to the thick range of neurons lining our digestive framework. This intricate connection between our cognitive and visceral forms may clarify why we now and then involvement solid physical sensations, such as butterflies or a sinking feeling, when our intuition is attempting to guide us. Moreover, our gut feelings are frequently the culmination of our subconscious mind's ability to quickly prepare and synthesize a large number of unpretentious signals and data that our conscious intellect may neglect or battle to verbalize coherently. On the off chance that you discover yourself consistently experiencing solid intestine sentiments that afterward prove to be precise or valuable, it's a clear sign of your increased natural abilities. Perhaps you've had a visceral response to a specific individual or circumstance that afterward validated your introductory instinctual, or you've made a decision based on the affective intestine feeling that opposed rationale but eventually demonstrated to be the correct choice. Embrace and honor these intestine instinctual, but strive to balance them with reason and insight. Trust your intuition, but stay open to unused data and points of view that may shed light on your intestine sentiments. By combining your instinctive endowments with cognizant mindfulness and intelligence, you'll be able to navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and certainty. If you reverberate with numerous of these natural signs, it's clear you possess heightened natural capacities. Do not overlook this blessing. Nurture and grasp your intuition. Pay consideration when you have unexplained gut sentiments or prophetic dreams. Keep a journal to track your encounters. Most vitally, trust your intuition. It's a capable device that can direct you towards significant intelligence, development, and fulfillment. Think you've spotted these signs in your life? Drop a comment underneath. We'd adore to hear your stories. Hit like on the off chance that you learned something unused nowadays. Subscribe to join our community, and comment with an emoji that matches your temperament after observing. Prepared to explore more riddles of instinct together? Stay tuned, and much obliged for observing.